Did you know that your overall health is largely affected by how good your whole digestive system is? And if you've ever had any annoying symptoms like heartburn or indigestion or nausea or just an overall upset tummy off and on, then did you know that you are open to parasites and pathogens like the coronavirus? In this video, I'm going to walk you through some steps to help you better understand how your stress is affecting your immune system through your digestive system, and some vital steps you can take right now to help prevent this from happening. And for the best way to discover exactly how to improve your overall health and wellness, not just your physical health, but your mental, emotional health as well, because, well, really they're the bigger players, then make sure you subscribe and ring the bell here so that you don't miss another one of these amazing episodes that come out every Tuesday. Besides stress, digestion is definitely one of the biggest players that I see in my practice every single day, because our digestive system affects everything else. Now, last week I talked about how stress affects your immune system and how when we get into chronic stress or fight or flight, that it shuts down our digestive system. And if you haven't actually watched that one and the two different kinds of fears that people often express, go back and watch that video. But this week, I'm going to talk more about the digestive system and how it really is important that your digestive system is functioning at its optimum, especially in times of great stress. Now, today, most of us know that we're supposed to take probiotics to boost our immune system. We hear it all the time now. And in fact, it impresses me that oftentimes doctors are now prescribing it. If you take antibiotics, which are killing all your bacteria, you should take probiotics. And if you've ever been on antibiotics and you've never taken a probiotic, then I highly suggest you start doing that today. However, do you know why it's essential that we take probiotics? Because when you're stuck in chronic stress like we are right now, then what happens is your sympathetic system gets stuck on, and your parasympathetic, which is actually your healing and repairing, is turned off. And in that case, what happens is your digestive system has to take a back seat so that we can fight or flight. And it's not really just that, oh, my tummy is a little slow right now. No, actually, when your stomach is off, when your adrenals get triggered, you often just have absolutely no appetite, or you crave really bad things. Oftentimes when your adrenals are off, you're craving more sugars and sweets and crappy carbs, which only then makes your digestive system even more stressed out because it's already not working at its optimum, and now you're overloading it with food that it really can't handle and process, which means now you're having other things go off and your whole digestive system starts to have a trickle effect and then becomes just a whole vicious circle, which just throws everything off equilibrium. So comment below actually, how much of your day do you spend feeling stressed or anxious or worried or angry for that matter? Or are you even aware of your emotional state? Yes or no, or how much of your day? Because if it's 50% or more, then your digestive system isn't working at its optimum. And did you know that actually humans, and every single human, based on where they're raised and who they're raised with and what their genetics are and everything of that, has their own unique actual biome based on where they live in the world? I always found that really interesting. And in fact, that if you are born by cesarean, that you pick up microbiomes from the people that actually pulled you out and not from your own mother, which means your digestive system and your immunity is due in a large part not from your family lineage, but actually from the people that were in the hospital at the time. Crazy. And that not just the foods that we're eating affects the stress on your digestive system, but so too does stress affect it. When your adrenals get triggered on, it sends certain hormones and triggers to your digestive system, which tells it what to do. In fact, it tells it to slow itself down. And it's not just immediate stress like we're seeing today that affects your digestive system, but even chronic ongoing stress or stress from traumas like car accidents, any kind of mental and emotional or psychological trauma actually triggers your digestive system to go on, oh, hang on, we need energy somewhere else right now. So there is so many variables that can be at play with your digestive system right now, not just with the stress level in the whole world right now, but everything else that you've accumulated in your life. If you've never spent time working on your digestive system, then you do not have a very healthy immune system. Because let's face it, when we're stressed, we eat poorly. I'm no different. I generally am the type of person who actually has no appetite. But then when I do start to get hungry, I crave sugar, just like everybody else. Most people crave carbs and sugar when they're stressed. And then what this does is it disrupts the pH in your stomach. We all have to have a super acidic stomach so that it kills and eats everything up that comes in. But if we don't have the proper pH, then that creates problems, and then now your pancreas has to put more enzymes in, and then it gets tired. Your liver and gallbladder, they get bogged down, and then when they get bogged down, then, well, everything that passes through to your intestines isn't properly broken down or assimilated, which then puts more stress on your intestines. And we know it's the intestines that has all the good friendly bacteria that we need to fight off infections. And so once everything filters down and your intestines get thrown off, now you have absolutely no immunity, or very poor immunity. And if you struggle with any kind of upper gastric, like acid reflux or heartburn, indigestion that's more centered here, then that's a huge indicator that not only is this not working well in your stomach, but actually further down isn't working as well. Because it really is one big whole long tube from top to bottom. And there is no differences other than the little valves that go in and out. So when you have upper acid issues, there's a couple of things that we often are been misled about in society. And I actually have a document I've created about the 2 biggest lies we are fed about our digestive health. And if you have any upper digestive issues, then you definitely want to go over to the link and check that out. I'm going to put it in my information below. And especially if you live on antacids, you absolutely need to read that report today. Your health and life depends on it. Now, obviously, the description I said about how, the cascade effect of things going off is a fairly simplistic description. However, just know that if your digestive system is off at all in any way, then your immune system is compromised. And that stress destroys your digestion. Now, here's the part that often people don't realize is that, I haven't been eating well, I'm a little stressed, and I'm gonna maybe fix that. So I'm gonna start eating better now. Now, here's the thing. If your digestive system has been off for a longer period of time than just a single day, then no amount of fixing your regimen and your nutrition and de-stressing is actually going to fix those imbalances. There's actually a biological divide that once crossed, you cannot fix it with regimen alone. I've done a video about this, so make sure you stay tuned to the end, and I'm going to post that particular video that if you know, no matter how much I've improved my health or digestion and taken all these supplements and all this and I'm not getting any better, if you wondered why, watch that video. Because we all know how easy it is to get on this vicious circle and spiral down. Once we're stressed, we're not eating right, then we eat poorly, and then, we get addicted to eating poorly, and it's fast and it's easy and convenient, and I don't have time, and our digestion just constantly takes a back seat. And when that happens, our health slowly deteriorates. And when that happens, things start to fall apart in a much bigger way, not just keeping you open to any kind of invasion from any pathogens like viruses and bacteria and fungus, but it starts triggering real destruction like diabetes and cancers. So digestion is a much bigger player than we think it is. So for now, let me walk you through some symptoms that if you're expressing any of these symptoms, then you will definitely want to get my report, and you want to stick around to the end and go over some of the suggestions that I recommend so you can help fix and boost your immune system as soon as possible. If you have no desire to eat, Probably you're stressed and your digestive system is shut down. Or maybe you have weird and strong cravings for things that really you shouldn't be eating or that are undigestible. That's a really odd one, but it happens. Any kind of nausea, a heartburn, gas, bloating, indigestion, diarrhea, or chronic constipation. Any of those things, or maybe you have pain in your right side, which is where your liver and your gallbladder sit. If you have any of these symptoms, then you definitely want to do something about your digestion. So number one rule of fixing your digestion today is do some things to de-stress. Now again, I've done another video about that just a couple weeks ago, so make sure I'll post that one in the end as well. Go over and watch that one. Lots of great suggestions on de-stressing, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Number two, remove the foods that are stressing your digestive system out. And across the board, what biochemically individuality or not, these foods are the worst culprits for every single person. Sugar. You can do fruit sugar, natural sugar that comes in fruit and eating the fruit, not just a fruit sugar. Anything that has been processed and pulled out, don't use it. Corn syrup is the biggest culprit and the biggest reason we all have diabetes. Any fructose or glucose, if it's in anything, do not eat it. But also things like carbohydrates, excessive overprocessed food of any sort. If you have digestive issues, then stop eating them, at least for 4 to 8 weeks to give your digestive system time to relax. Now, I do have a digestive kit, which I'll post a link below, and I have a whole body detox kit, which if you really are struggling, you should have a look at. Also, dairy. Dairy is a big culprit for a lot of people, so eliminating dairy. Alcohol. And alcohol stresses out your system all over. So if you're worried about picking up the virus, like coronavirus right now, you should not be drinking any alcohol because it weakens your immune system just as bad as sugar. Those are the two biggest. But dairy, wheat, overprocessed carbs, cookies, chips, all that crappy stuff that is just not giving your body any qualitative nutrients, get rid of them for now. For now. Doesn't have to be lifelong, but getting rid of them for a while is a really good self-empowering way to start taking back ownership of your own health. Now, I suggest you start taking probiotics. Like I talked about earlier, probiotics are vitally one of the most important things we need to rebuild in our digestive tract. And here's the reason why. We know that they are good bacteria. We all have bacteria, good and bad, in our system all the time. Did you know you have E. coli in your kidney? It's there for a reason. We just don't really pay attention to those things. We have a lot of pathogens in us already, but the good bacteria are absolutely necessary to fight off any invaders. And anytime you've been sick, if you're chronically sick, if you have chronic immune issues, you need more good fighters because you're always wearing them down. So high probiotics, and not in yogurt, because of course I say get rid of the dairy, and most yogurt is full of sugar, so no yogurt. Fermented foods though, you can do sauerkraut and miso and some of these real great fermented quality foods, but honestly I suggest just getting a capsule, a really good capsule of at least 50 billion multi-strain, and do one a day as a minimum. And to support your upper digestion, so it takes the weight off the lower digestion, I suggest prebiotics and enzymes. Those are going to take some of the pressure off if you're still not eating all the right foods, especially if you have any kind of digestive upsets. If you're stressed, we know your digestive system isn't working right, your stomach is probably slowing down and not doing its job, your pancreas is probably a little bit stressed, and what's interesting is 1 out of 4 people in this world today have metabolic syndrome, which means you have some insulin resistance going on, which means your pancreas isn't working properly. And if that's the case, then you should be doing enzymes with every single meal. And what's interesting is as we age, we don't create our own enzymes. We can only get it from food. So unless you're eating a raw food diet all the time, you have depleted yourself of enzymes by eating cooked food, which most of us do. So definitely be taking enzymes with your meals right now to help strengthen and boost up your digestive system. Another thing you can do is take apple cider vinegar before you eat a meal. Take it in some water because it's going to be hard on your teeth, the acid in it, but it helps to boost up the acidity in your stomach. And if you think you have too much acid in your stomach, I guarantee you that you don't, and if you want to do a test and figure out whether you do or you don't, make sure you get that link to my information about the 2 biggest lies we've been fed. And the other thing you can do is drink lots of water, obviously, to keep the system flushed and flowing, but also add in real lemon into a glass of water every single morning as soon as you get up. Even before you eat anything, have a big glass of water with the juice of half of a lemon, and real lemon. Don't use that crappy stuff you buy in the store, the liquid. You want actual real lemon juice. So go buy some lemons and squeeze one into that water and drink it. What it does is it helps to balance your pH in your stomach, as well as going through that early in the morning. There's nothing else in your system, or there shouldn't be if you're assimilating at least half decently. It'll go down through and help clean out the liver and the gallbladder and keep that functioning in a much better way and get rid of some toxins while it's going. So definitely lemon water every morning is absolutely essential. Now, as you can see, these are pretty simple steps. They're not that complicated. You can pretty much order everything online, even if you're in seclusion right now. So definitely try to add all of those tools into your daily regimen right now to quickly and easily start improving your digestion. And not just to prevent the coronavirus or any illness, but just to improve your overall health in general. And for most of us, that's a good start. However, if you do have chronic health issues and you have bigger digestive problems and this doesn't cut it, then you can do 2 things. You can either reach out to me in the links below and actually get a free assessment from me, and we can determine really what's the best direction for you to go so you can start really improving your health. Or if you want to do it yourself and see where it goes, then pick up my digestive kit, which is in a link below. Now, if you're feeling kind of flat right now and foggy-headed and depressed and lethargic, or your thoughts are going, in a million different directions right now, then I would really suggest you ring the bell and stick around, because next week I am going to do a video that talks about how our digestion actually really affects our thoughts and our emotions, and ways that you can improve that. But now you have a better understanding of how your stress affects your digestion, which affects your immunity, and some really good tools to start implementing right away to start fixing that so you can get on top of this. I would really love for you to join my Facebook group right now. So pop on over to my Facebook group and join in the conversation. Let's find out some better and greater ways to help boost not just our digestive health and our stress and our immunity, but overall whole health. Make sure you check out these other 2 videos right now to help you with your stress, with your health overall, and digestion. And if you like this video, make sure you go over here and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you join in so every week you're here to see another great video. Like below and share with me, what is the biggest takeaway you have today about what you can do to improve your digestion? And what area do you need to improve your digestion? Where do you struggle the most with your digestive health? And especially when you're stressed. Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And remember, for the rest of this week, be authentic, be empowered, and own it completely. Bye.